Something borrowed, something blue. Give us all your juicy news, sensational, irrational. It's Wedding Confessionals.
Welcome to another episode of Wedding Confessionals. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Pam.
And the only thing we love more than weddings
is talking shit about weddings.
We've already been talking
a lot of shit about a lot of stuff.
We have a guest.
We do.
Who allegedly we don't know, but we're chatting with her as if you've been in my life forever.
For a very long time. Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you. We didn't even ask you how, but this is how I'm going to introduce you.
It.
Your name is Beth Morrell.
Yep.
And you are the co-host of, are you ready for it?
I am.
A podcast
Yep.
called
Oh my gosh. Dramatic pause. Did you have to check?
Old Maids. No.
Okay.
I was doing a dramatic pause and I now
Okay.
realize I'm probably going to edit down because it was so too much.
I have listened to podcasts.
The Old Maids or
no,
Old
it's
Maids?
just Old Maids.
Just Old Maids. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But you're not old.
No.
Well, I mean,
plucky young thing.
Plucky young things. I feel like in LA time, we are young. Everywhere else in the country, everyone's married with 5 kids by now.
Because you're in
we're
your early
31.
30s? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
fair.
granted,
about right.
I do have kids down here in LA area who have 4 kids, but I feel like they're abnormal. But no, Cheryl and I have grown up with each other. We've been friends since we were children.
Your co-host, Cheryl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And we are the last of all our friends we've grown up that aren't married. So we started a podcast to talk about it.
Yeah. You started a podcast about a year ago.
Yep.
And it's like the polar opposite of ours, because ours is all about wedding, getting married. And yours are like, this is living the single life. Only record scratch.
Whoops.
Plot twist.
Whoopsies.
Both
A year
you
later.
and Cheryl are now in relationships.
Which, when we started it and we're telling our friends and family about this, the number one question was asked constantly, well, what happens when you get in a relationship? We're like, all right, hang on. If, not when, because it's not a promise. It's not a guarantee of life that you will get married.
Yeah.
That is a privilege, not a whatever. And second of all, when we started this podcast, I had been single for 6 years and Cheryl had been single for like 5 or something like that. So it wasn't like it was going to change anytime soon. So we're like, we'll figure out when we get there, because who knows how long that'll be. And then Cheryl had the brilliant idea of actually joining an online dating site for the podcast, for stories for the podcast. And eventually I did too. And then whoops, we found great guys.
You both found your fellas via the
Occupational hazard.
Signing up for internet dating.
Yeah, we wanted stories. Cheryl really wanted to do it because she wasn't confident on going on dates because she hadn't done very much. And so she's like, I just want it for good stories and like, just to try to gain confidence or whatever. So she did Match for a month, and that was hilarious and terrible for her. It was terrible for her, hilarious for me. And then once I moved down to LA and was kind of getting a little more solid down here, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll for contrast sakes, because Cheryl's in the middle of the woods, I'm in a city, so let's see what the differences are. And one of my friends down here was on OkCupid and Coffee Meets Bagel, and she was showing me the apps, and I was like, these sound...
What's Coffee Meets Bagel?
Yeah, I'd never heard of this one before.
Married lady needs an alert.
It's a newer one, I guess, that you get like 3 matches a day at noon, and that's it. And you can either say yes or no, and then you have like a couple days to chat with them.
Like Tinder but less aggressive?
Yeah, which I was actually like, hey, that sounds interesting. And my boyfriend now was on it for a little bit too, and he's like, yeah, it's nice. Like you get a couple people and you can either say yes or no, and that's like you see a little bit about them, but like it's less intimidating, which sounds great because oh my gosh, I was on for 5 seconds. I was like, it's too much. Okay, Cupid, it's too much. There's too many options.
Yeah.
But very different down here than in the middle of the woods of Washington. So we were trying to do like, journalistic integrity and have some differences of viewpoints. And then the second guy I went on a date with is my man. So whoops.
And how long have you been dating?
It's been 7 months. Yeah, it's 7 months. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. Listen, in any other circumstance, if I had a friend that was dating a guy and they're 7 months in, I would not even ask this question.
Yeah.
But 1, we're on a wedding podcast.
Sure.
And 2, in doing research and catching up on your podcast.
It's nice that you say research, not stalking. That's fine.
Right. But I wanted to kind of double check that I was as up to date as possible on what
Mm-hmm.
you guys were up to via your podcast. And in the latest episode, you guys are talking about wedding.
Yeah, we are.
You're having a conversation with your fellow.
We have talked about it, and we know.
I'm like, soon. I'm like,
yeah, there's so
hands
much.
on their chins. Tell me everything.
So intrigued. Yeah, we have talked about it, and we are, at least as of before last week, we were talking about like early next year, hitting it with the wedding thing.
All I'm saying is that our friend Lauren Elliott came on here saying like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I have a boyfriend. We'll see what happens. Blah
It's
blah
like the
blah.
next day.
And then I chatted her up a couple months later, being like, hey, want to come on and talk about the wedding that you were in as the bridesmaid? She was like, cool, but now I'm engaged.
Yeah, so we were talking about timelines because he had to move he moved this last weekend kind of suddenly, and so that spawned the question of like, oh shoot, like leases, do we need to figure this out? And so we talked about like, yes, we want.
Isn't that
this to happen.
romantic?
It's so
when
romantic.
Real estate is the reason why you're
as
talking
we're on
about
the way
it.
to like
Totally.
his coworker's 2-year-old's birthday party. We're talking in the car. It's great. But
Just like a rom-com.
just like every movie you watch. And then, so we even like talked about like, let's go look at rings eventually. Like in the next month or so, we should like figure out a time to do that. And then last Sunday, like a nerd he is, he tears his Achilles, and that throws everything off because that's like a 6-month project to get healed. And like I told him like, I'm fine. I mean, we know we're on the same track, so like as long as you need to figure things out, that's fine. He's like, well, I want so I don't know. So he did say like, I don't know, once I'm like a little more like able to move around, we can go look at rings again. So he's on the fast track. It's very cute, and I'm totally on board for it. So we'll see. I think we're still on timeline.
Cute. Damn,
So
girl.
yeah, so I know it's I don't know if I told him how much I'd be talking about this, but well. I'll call him tonight.
Well, that's kind of a legit snag that came up.
Yeah.
He has a real injury that requires surgery.
Yeah, he's going under the knife in a couple days. But his very cute thing was like, well, I can't get down on one knee by myself. Like, okay. Aww. You don't need to get on one knee.
You're just gonna lay on
and
the
that's
ground.
What, like, as I'm sure, I know, right? Just lay on his bed and pop up the ring box. I don't care. But like, as I'm sure we will talk about soon, I've been in 8 weddings as a bridesmaid, so like, I've lived vicariously a lot, and I'm fine. Like, and I told him I don't need a big proposal thing. Like, do not do a flash mob at Disneyland. Like, that's not me at all either.
Everyone has a different personality.
Yeah,
it's
like
true.
if you just asked me on the couch, I'd be fine with that. But I was like, but if you want to plan a big thing and that's the experience you want in your life, that's fine. So you do whatever you want to do.
So now you have no
zero
idea what's
expectations.
happening.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he bought a ring behind my back, and I don't know. I kind of doubt it. But
What
I
if
don't think
he's
so.
here tonight? I'm just kidding.
He'd burst in the door right now. That'd be amazing. On his crutches, hobbles in.
Ruth has the ring around her collar.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd say yes to that.
Ruth.
Who can say no to Ruth?
Nobody.
It's true.
Her little fat belly. So we already are diving into it, man.
You were diving in.
Shit.
Let's hear.
No, but that's interesting because it really is something that, trying to understand that when you are in a relationship, you get to that point where, I think like old school 1950s era, you don't talk about it at all. And he asks you the question, it's a surprise.
Which is so not logical.
But this is your
This
fucking
is like
life.
logistics.
Yeah.
It's like, well, where are we going to live?
Yeah.
And ring.
And like,
what are your
proposal-
expectations and
Yeah.
wants?
A proposal should not be a surprise. Like, it shouldn't be a shock. It can be a surprise, but it should not be a shock. If you're like, we hadn't even talked about marriage yet, then you should not be being proposed to.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone I was dating who I like wasn't really in that realm yet was like, will you marry me? And be like, I don't know. Like, why would you ask me that? That's insane.
Yeah.
So thankfully we've talked about it. And I think we're just also very much in the same life stage of like, we've both been single for a long time. We're ready to settle down. We're happy in our careers. Like, we're ready just to do this thing. And our lives work really well together, and he's great. So let's do it.
Yeah. One of the
And
things,
like, we're older too. We're not 23.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
know ourselves really well. So like,
I think that makes a big difference.
It
The
does.
older
It
you get,
helps.
the length of time between I meet you and like, let's do the damn thing. It does. It shortens.
And for the last 7 months, like, honestly, we've spent the majority of our time together. So like, it's
and you're
not
still
like
I'm down.
yeah. I've seen him super grumpy like
in
we're good.
sickness and in health.
Yeah.
You're about to rough
That's
that
I
out.
moved him this weekend because he can't get off he can't move. Yeah.
God.
Oh yeah, I had to pack everything.
Oh
Wait, so
my
he
goodness.
pulled his Achilles.
He needs to lock
Did he-
this down.
Did he
Yeah.
pull or break or what is it?
It's fully torn.
So he tore his Achilles
Uh-huh.
before you're supposed to move.
The week
so
before
you
he moves.
had to pack
Yep.
and help him move everything.
Yep. So he was laying on his bed, and I was like, "All right, where do you want this?" And like, "Do you want to keep these shirts?" And like,
Oh
and
my
the handy or horrible thing.
Wait,
depending
did you get to throw out shirts you don't
Oh
like?
yeah, oh yeah. There was
That's
stuff that he was like,
nice.
"Oh, I think that's
Like,
from
come
high
and
school."
get it.
And I was like, "You're 32. Why do you have a shirt from high school? Get out of here." Yeah, it was not great. But the something thing was that my boss just moved, so like I took a ton of boxes from his house
Because you
so,
work from
like,
his home.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
usually
I'm
a
his
boss
assistant.
movie wouldn't
Oh
matter.
no, I'm his assistant. So I was helping him move, but
Yeah.
like, so I just moved a 4-bedroom, 4-person family home for my boss. I just moved, and now he's moving. So,
So you're kind of an expert.
I am so over. Yeah, I was like using the plastic wrap to like wrap up his stuff, and he's like, Are you sure?" I was like, "Babe, I've done this.
I've got
this.
this.
Is not my first rodeo." He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, you're probably right." I was like, "Yeah, just stay on the bed. I'm good. I got this. Thank you very
I will
much."
tear the other Achilles if you don't shut up.
Do not tell me how to wrap this desk. I got this. Thank you very
I'm
much.
a pro.
Yeah.
I will say,
I literally got paid to move someone, so technically I am a professional
yeah,
mover.
you are a professional mover. That's a good point.
Don't ask me to move your
It
stuff.
is
I'm so over it.
interesting. I think because it's really, it's nothing to do with weddings. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I was a military brat
Okay,
growing
so
up,
you
and we
moved a lot.
moved a lot, and then I moved a lot in my younger, like 20s, whatever. I feel like every year I moved.
Yeah.
So I'm really efficient. I'm really good at it. I know how to get it done. And it's not emotional for me. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
plan it out. Boom, boom, boom. Pack up.
Get rid of stuff while you pack. Yeah.
I know how to get rid of. I know how to pack a box correctly. I know how to like pack certain things in advance. Like
And
put your books away a month
Label
early.
Yeah,
your boxes.
Label
people.
them
Yes.
very well.
His roommates were making fun of me for labeling. I was like, "You're kidding, right?
Yeah.
How do you know
What?
what you want to unpack and when? Like,
Oh.
what's wrong with you?"
When I over labeled my boxes,
Mm-hmm.
when I was a college senior, and then the apartment we were supposed to move into fell through, and all of my stuff, including myself, had to move into my buddy Erin Woodward's house. Shout out to her parents, who are also Heather Woodward, who's been on the show, and David Cantris is on the show. The Woodward
Wow.
family
Yeah.
took me in,
Aw.
and all of my stuff was in their basement,
my gosh.
but well labeled, so I could live
Yeah.
for like a month and a half until
Yeah,
we found our apartment. It saved me.
It does. Yeah.
But I
Label.
will say it's funny to move with people that know how to move, and then idiots that lived in the same house their whole life.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh
Who
no,
are
I don't want to
like-
get rid of this." You're like, "Are you going to look at it another year?" Then no, get rid of it.
And everything goes in a bag. Don't put things, it goes in a box. Garbage bags. One more anecdote before we move on. My buddy Colin, shout out, haven't seen him in years,
Oh, okay. Hi, Colin.
was once moving from his apartment in Harlem to somewhere else. And he, the ding dong that he was, like some dude in his
dear.
20s,
Yeah.
packed everything in plastic garbage bags.
Oh
And
no.
half of them were trash, and half of them were his actual items.
Oh no.
And
He
his
didn't know what was what.
very new girlfriend got them mixed up.
Oh no!
And he
You
lost.
mean very new
They
ex-girlfriend?
did not last. They did not last. But he started opening the bags in the new
Oh
apartment.
no! Like after he moved. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's worth
Oh,
I
crashing
just-
the microphone.
My gosh.
Homeboy lost a
Oh.
legit decent amount of stuff
My
that
gosh.
got thrown in the trash. And we moved.
Oh, that like equally parts hurts and is hilarious.
Yes.
What can you do?
Yeah. Oh no.
So anyone out there, pack a box.
Oh my gosh.
Label it well.
Even if you're gonna throw
Bags are
some
for
stuff in a
trash.
bag after the fact, put some duct tape on that and write on that duct tape.
Nope, it was all black. No Sharpie or anything. It was just like they went in piles, and
Oh,
then
no.
the piles
He
got
was
confusing.
asking for it.
Oh,
Bless
boy.
that mess.
Oh.
That's amazing.
So now
Back
that
to
we
weddings?
chatted about stupid shit. Okay, so Beth,
Yeah.
let's welcome to Wedding Confessionals. Welcome
very
listeners
excited.
who've never listened to an episode.
Oh boy.
This is usually how it begins, to be honest with
It's
you.
a little
True.
crazy.
We don't talk about weddings, we just shoot the shit. And I think we did that properly for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And before we
Or the
started
past 2
recording,
hours.
yeah, let's be real.
Yeah.
So if you've never listened to the episode or our show before, every episode we get listeners submitted confessionals.
Oh boy, I'm so excited.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Okay.
They're all anonymous. They're usually super gossipy. Sometimes they're asking for advice. Sometimes they're just venting. But we always bring on a guest to help us read through them and either give advice or just chat about
Discuss.
them. Yeah, you know,
Yes.
gossip about strangers. It's fun.
Yeah.
But we like to get to know our guest a little bit so that when we get to the confessionals, we understand your point of view. And we've already sort of talked about weddings with you,
Yeah.
but we want to get all the way into the
boy.
history. Flip the calendar
Yeah.
backwards.
Way back. Yeah.
How old were you when you went to your first wedding?
I forgot that this was a question.
Oh, yeah,
I
don't
love
fuck
this
it up.
podcast. I'm real excited. I honestly don't know. And there was probably like family weddings or I don't because I think we mentioned this off mic. I was born here in California, but we moved when I was 4. So and we were like the first family to get out of California. So I grew up away from most of my extended family. So I don't know. The first wedding I remember going to, I think, was like a youth leader in like my junior high church youth group was getting married. And
Youth leaders
so-
are cool when you're a kid.
Yeah, which now
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
back, she was probably like 23 or 24, but like they're so old.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
an
yeah.
adult
That's
when you're
adult.
a kid.
Yeah, and now she has like 4 kids. It's great. We're friends on Facebook, but there are pictures of me in her wedding album because like she invited like
Aw.
all of us kids and stuff.
That's cute.
And that
How
was the
old
era.
were you? Like
Probably
elementary?
High.
like 12.
Like 12?
Yeah, 11, 12.
Okay.
Okay. There. I don't know, but like that was the era where you put disposable cameras on the tables and like everyone takes pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which actually, in moving my boss, we found a disposable camera that said like it expires in like 2009 or something, or 2003 something. He was like, that was probably for my wedding, so we're gonna get developed and see what happens. Which
That's
is
cool.
Disposable cameras are great. We should bring those back because the mystery is pretty fantastic.
I once
Agreed.
was just kind of randomly living in New York City at the time and I had Christmas Day plans because
Okay.
my family's from Georgia, but I was in New York
Oh,
and
okay.
I didn't fly home. So I was like, I had plans on Christmas Day in the afternoon. Actually, freaking Woodwards, they keep coming up tonight to probably have dinner at their house. But the Christmas Eve night, I randomly had no plans. My friends that were all kind of orphans, they were like, let's go to bars. Only
Christmas
crazy people are out
Oh,
on Christmas
no.
Eve in Manhattan. And I had one of those disposable cameras that I just brought with me and just took random pictures through the night.
Wow.
Forgot about that camera for 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
Developed those pictures.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wild.
See, we don't get that anymore with our phones and like
No.
digital cameras. Like, instant
Oh, man.
gratification.
That
We've
later
lost something.
gratification was
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's
It was
amazing.
like, I don't remember any of this. Who is that
Who are
man?
these people? Yeah,
love
so
it.
I think that was probably the first wedding that I remember. But we didn't go to a ton of weddings growing up. It wasn't until like friends in college started getting married when
That's fair.
the cavalcade began.
Yeah. So wait, so where did you go to
Yeah.
college?
So I started my college career at Trinity Western University in Langley, BC, Canada. I did 2 years there.
Canada.
It's a tiny little.
Don't you know?
Yeah, don't you know?
Is that- what is
no,
that?
that's more
That's
Minnesota.
more
Minnesota.
That's Canada. Eh?
What,
A?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I did the first 2 years there because
Because you were already in Washington, so you
Yeah,
thought might
it's
as well
not
get,
far,
get
right?
colder.
Yeah.
yeah, it was only like 2.5 hours away from
Oh,
home,
all
so
right.
it's not that. But across the border, so who knows how long that's gonna take.
Oh.
You hit my right satellites. It's a so it's a small private school, and they had a decent art department, so that's why I went there.
Cool.
And then after my second year, my parents were like, too expensive. Come back to the state school. So I finished up at Western Washington University, which is just across the border.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
so you have friends from both colleges.
yeah, actually, two of
fine.
my really close friends are still Canadian, which we'll get into that later. So I've been in 2
Ooh.
different Canadian weddings. Yeah, Canada's great. I love it. Big fan.
So
Yeah.
how many
oh, yeah.
weddings do you think you've been to?
So I have been to. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I outside of being in weddings, I've only attended and not been involved in not that many outside of actually being in them.
How do you feel about the difference between just attending versus being involved?
Just attending a wedding is glorious.
Isn't it fun?
It's so nice. You
It's
just
so
show
rare.
up and then you can leave whenever you want.
God, I've only been
Man.
to one
True.
wedding where I was a +1.
Yeah.
It was a couple
Ooh.
years ago. It was fun as hell.
Yeah.
I show up. the whole wedding ceremony, I don't know how these people met, and they ended up telling it through the ceremony, and it's like gripping drama for me.
It is.
How does this end? Do they stay together?
One wedding I went to. Yeah, do they stay together? One wedding I went to, I didn't know either the bride or the groom, and I wasn't really a plus one.
Were you
How did this happen?
This is amazing. I don't know why I went through with this. It was the weekend of my 21st birthday, and it was my friends from Canada, but I was already at the other school, and these people were getting married in the town my parents lived in. So they're like, hey, there's this wedding of our friends. You know, they were in our dorm our first year. And I was like, name doesn't sound familiar, but okay. So they came and stayed down at my parents' house. And I was like, yeah, I can like drive you guys to the wedding because I know where it is. And I think that was the weekend of my 21st birthday. I was like, we can hang out or whatever. And they're like, just come to the wedding. It's fine. And I was like,
you crashed.
Kind of. And I was like, I don't think I know these.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, the whole time I was like, I don't feel okay with this. They're like, it's fine. It's totally fine. I was like, I don't think they're like, once you see her, you'll know who she is.
I thought Canadians were much more
you would
polite
think, right?
than this.
And it was, so I'm sitting there and she comes down the aisle and it's like, no, I've never seen this girl in my life. I have no idea who she is. Like, I've never met her.
God.
So
is she having the exact same thought about you?
No, because it was like a 200-person wedding, you know, like whatever.
Okay.
But like, I was like, okay, so I'm like with like, you know, the whole row of like my college friends. So I was like, I'll just like blend in. But then they did the thing like the bride and groom is gonna like excuse each row as the receiving line. I was like, how do I get out of this? Because I don't know this person. And I just kind of like shuffled past as like one of my friends was hugging her. I just kind of like squeezed behind them. I was like, congratulations!
Oh my
Because I had never seen. It was really uncomfortable.
Did you go to the reception?
I think we did. Did I? I think it was one of those like church weddings where like it's just like out in the lobby or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. But it was. I just remember it being real uncomfortable. Like I'm not on board for this.
No,
I should have said no.
amazing.
I should have just dropped you off and left. Like why am I here? Just so uncomfortable. But outside of attending
I like
weddings,
the idea that you were like a wedding crasher that didn't want to.
Yeah,
be
I was a reluctant wedding
by
crasher.
force.
Yeah. Because my friends wanted to like hang out with like have more time to hang out because we don't go to college together anymore.
I mean, I get it. You're a delight. I would probably do the same thing.
And I was probably like I was probably 20 or 21 at that point.
Yeah.
So you're like, you make bad
what a
decisions.
way to spend the 21 weekend too.
Yeah, that might have been a different wedding. I don't remember. There was a
That's
wedding involved in
crazy.
my
Oh my
21st birthday,
goodness.
but I don't remember what it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was weird. But I've like done like in college did like hair and makeup for some friends who were getting married who like want to do it on the cheap.
Are you a hair and makeup person? I mean, your hair looks cute.
I'm artistic, so I think that equals like I can handle a brush. I don't know. And then I've done a couple wedding cakes for friends post college because I really like decorating cakes. So
Wow.
again, the artistic hand.
Yeah,
thing.
you just keep going.
Yeah. So I've done a couple of those, but like, yeah, I've been a bridesmaid 8 times.
How?
8 times.
Well, one of those was a maid of honor. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot. Here, let's just shout them out.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Lisa, Jen, Shelly, Anna, Christy, Trisha, Rachel, and Pam. And then 2 friends who are 2 of my best friends. I was not able to be in their wedding. One, she has twin sisters, super small wedding, so it was just them.
Okay.
So it was kind of like an honorary in there. And then the other one, I was traveling and like arrived like an hour, like flew in an hour before her wedding and like got there just in time, so I couldn't be a bridesmaid. But so it should have been 10, but it was 8.
Just 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
So people like
It's
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of those were like childhood friends, mostly college. There's a couple of them in there that I probably shouldn't have been in the wedding. I know one of them for a fact was like, I was friends with them. We lived together in college, but like there was 3 of us who lived in the apartment, and like those 2 were really good friends, and she got engaged while we were living together, but we were like pretty good friends. But like, so she asked me just because we were all living together.
You know what though?
Yep.
That's smart.
And
on her end.
my
Yeah.
boyfriend at the time was in the wedding party too. So I was like, well, Beth
You're already around.
Beth should probably be involved. And I
For
was
sure.
Like, okay.
Like,
Sure.
thanks.
Yeah.
Now I have to buy this dress.
Yeah.
8 times.
Oh,
So
was it
many
a bad
dresses.
dress?
It was fine.
Did
It was one that I got.
Really?
It was a David's bridal dress. So
Okay.
like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it was
It's
like
not that much
you wear it
money.
once, and that was literally his mother-in-law who was involved in picking out the dresses. Which I have so many opinions on weddings. She
You're at the right
place.
She legitimately told us like, oh, these are so pretty. You could actually shorten it and wear it again. And we all looked at each other like, did that just came out of her mouth?
Bar.
That never. No one's ever gonna do that ever. Because no. Anyway, they were pretty, but. I'm never going to wear it again. But it's a bridesmaid dress. Yeah. The only other, I think because two of those are my sister-in-law. So I've been in both my brother's weddings. And one of them I did actually wear multiple times because it was just like a J. Crew dress. So it was like comfy.
That's what I did. And they wore them again.
I have so many opinions for my own wedding.
I brag about that all the time. Yeah. They literally wore them again. Yeah. I'm just saying.
There's no reason to have like a formal gown that you're never gonna wear again.
I mean, but the thing is that like I get it. You want to have a look, as long as it's reasonably priced and you're not being a dick. Like fucking go for it. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I also just it really creeps me out dressing all your friends up the same. Like why is that? It's so weird.
It's also nobody is the same.
No. Even if you have all friends with like models. It's still weird to be like, look exactly the same. Be the same woman. Like, same hair, same shoes.
Be the same woman. We named the episode. Be the same woman. Yeah. No, but it's true. It is like, I think part of it is the idea of this is my squad. Yeah. And this is my group. Sure. And we're all matching. Yeah. Which is something you did in like middle school. It's like, guys, on Thursday, I'll wear purple.
It's like a super old, like, you have
very
to
old
like.
Fashioned.
Disturb the spirits so they don't know which one's the bride. Like that's where it came from. They used to all dress the same as the bride.
Right.
So why are we still doing this? Be kind to your best friends. You're already putting them through enough.
I think it's the idea.
Exactly.
This is on the positive spin of it, that what I genuinely think when I visualize this is that when you're in the bridesmaid's dress and you're in that group that looks, it's a uniform and it's a thing and we're all equal and you're all equally important in my life. Yeah. But also through the whole day when you're separated and randomly throughout, people are like, oh, you're one of the bridesmaids. Like,
let me ask you to do something.
But the idea being like, you're a special person. Yeah. It's like wearing mouse ears at Mickey in Disneyland. Where you're like, is it your birthday?
Yeah.
I'm trying to come from like a positive romantic end of it. But the pragmatic part of me is just like, pick a dress. Yeah. It's tough, especially the body type thing. It's really tough too if you have a bride that's never really had body issues or just happens to have a size that's just pretty normal and then you're dealing with anyone else in the world and it's just like it's hard.
So uncomfortable.
It's hard.
Yeah, I had one of the weddings I was in that Cheryl, my co-host, is going to be on later and she's going to tell you way more about this wedding because she had more experiences with it than I did. Oh, she's got some stories. Oh boy.
Yeah.
But this wedding was one of our good friends and there was three of the bridesmaids. We knew each other. Four of the bridesmaids. We knew each other really well from like high school and on. Her maid of honor was like her friend that we did not know. So it was like, it was a very odd experience, but
that's tense.
Yeah. It
can either be awesome or not.
Yeah. And she was like a really high maintenance person too. So it was,
she
was the only other one who's married and she had like a couple kids. So it was just like, she was just in a very different world than the rest of us. We're all like, let's all hang out and whatever. And she was just like, everything has to be perfect.
Like, bachelorette party. Yeah.
Oh boy, Cheryl has so many stories for you. I told her that she gets that wedding.
I like that you had tease.
Yeah. Because Cheryl loves like party planning and stuff. So she was kind of more involved. And so, oh boy, just buckle in. But
can't wait.
The whole bridesmaid dress situation of that wedding was insane because our friend who was getting married is pretty laid back, but there's a spectrum of brides that you have to ride the very careful line of. One side of it is like, absolutely, I don't care, do anything you want. The other side is bridezilla. So ride the middle line where like have an opinion, but be nice about it. Yeah. And like,
because you do need to steer the ship at some point.
You need to steer the ship. Helps. Yeah. But like, be willing to be flexible, whatever.
Yes.
Where she was leaning a little too far into the like, I don't care, do whatever you want thing. So she made a Facebook conversation.
Infighting.
She made a Facebook conversation of all the bridesmaids be the leader. And was like, you guys pick a dress you like. Which when there's five women, just 5 women in general, already not going to decide anything ever. And also
you're never making it to brunch.
Yeah, we're all pretty different shapes. And so, like, people, like, I was like, I don't really like halter tops, so I prefer not a halter. But, like, also, I'm pretty relaxed, so, like, but whatever, I don't really care. And also, I needed to be cheap, because at the time, I think I was in grad school, so I was like, I need cheap dress. Like, I cannot spend more than $100 on a dress. And then so there's all these dresses,
Which
like
still,
dress
if you
links
think
flying
about
around.
it now,
$100 on a dress.
dollars on
Yeah.
the dress is
They're
a
gonna
lot of
wear
fucking
once.
money.
So eventually, finally, we had to call her in and be like, Christy, sorry, I'm just gonna. She knows. Chrissy, you have to tell us what dress you're getting. Like, you have to pick one because this is never going to happen. We can't figure this out.
Well, also, if you're not close friends, it's really hard to duke it out with strangers.
Yeah.
You know,
because
you don't
and it
wanna
was
be
like
a
that,
dick.
like that politeness of like, yeah, I like this, but whatever you guys want.
I'm cool. Meanwhile, you're not
like,
cool.
"Ugh."
You have an opinion.
It ended up just like we all went to a bridal shop and picked one. And then like Christy was like, that one. We're like, great.
Did anyone like the one she picked?
I still have it. It is cute.
Oh.
If I found a place to wear it, I would again.
What was
but
it?
It's purple. It is a halter top. I lost that one. But it's like it's a cute purple. It's knee length. It has like little. It's a bridesmaid
Why
dress.
didn't you wear it tonight?
I
We
should
have
Oh boy.
our guests wear
Oh man.
their bridesmaids dresses.
I've gotten rid of I think all the other
to
ones.
the
I think
recordings.
that's the only one I have left.
This is a missed opportunity.
Nope, I have another one left.
We want our guests to come. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we need Instagram pics.
Yes.
We
can do that.
for our account, for Old Maids. We Instagrammed a collage of all the different bridesmaid dresses we've worn for one of the episodes. So I'll shoot those over your way.
Hell yeah.
Which one of
Yeah.
them? One of the weddings I've been into, they are now split up, and all traces of those pictures are gone. So I can't. So that was like there's 7 pictures. I couldn't find one of the other.
Wow.
But,
That's well. I mean, I get
I mean,
it.
but out of 8 weddings I've been in, only one is split up. That's not bad, right?
That's pretty good.
good. Yeah.
And honestly, like, if you were to get divorced and you're like, I don't want these pictures on my Facebook albums anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
I get it.
Yeah, and also
That's not
that might
dramatic. That's pretty pragmatic.
be. Yeah, and that was probably the wedding that we were probably like, yeah. Which is mean, but like it was a weird pairing, and it was definitely
We've all been to a wedding that we're like,
you're like it was kind of one of those pairings that like they were dating in college, and so you get engaged when you leave college, right? And you're like, well, you don't have to.
No.
Okay,
No.
that's fine.
it's tough.
You can just be your college sweetheart and call it
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So whatever. But
Drama.
that's fine. So much drama.
So much
Yeah.
drama.
Oh man, which is how they say it in Canada. So.
Oh yeah. See, I'm just trying to
Bringing
pull
it all
in.
back.
I mean, I do. We love our Canadian listeners.
I do want to. The craziest wedding I've been in was a Canada wedding, and I have
Wait,
so many.
is this what
stories
we're
from it.
doing?
Are we doing it?
We're diving into
Okay.
it.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
here
sorry.
comes-
Ruth has been let in.
Hey,
She didn't even cry at the door. My
I
husband
know.
just
Just, like,
opened
get
the
in
door and
there.
was like, she's annoying me. She's yours now. Ruth.
She's going to bed.
Okay.
Oh, is her bed in here? Is
Night
that-
nights.
Oh, okay. Now she wants out again.
Oh my
Ruth,
God.
are you sure you're not part cat?
So now the dog wants back out. God bless. Ruth, live your truth, Ruth. Sorry, you were talking about
No,
the
that's fine.
Canadian wedding.
Yes, we
Yes.
cannot.
I don't know if
let this
it's
go.
from hell or if it's just wild.
Oh, it's just wild, which is only appropriate because this friend of
How
mine.
do you know these people?
College.
Okay.
So this friend of mine, she's probably listening. Her name is also Pam, and so when you call her Pammy, it just warms my heart because I have my own
Do you
Pammy.
call her Pammy
Yeah.
Panda? 'Cause
No, I
do
call
that
her
to
Pamela Lama
Pammy.
Ding Dong.
Oh,
I've gotten that before. Cute.
Yeah, Pamster. There's a lot, but she was actually my randomly assigned roommate my first year in college, and we lived together for 2 years.
wow.
We are-
That's like that literally is like a teen
Yeah,
drama. You're
it
not
really
supposed to be
is.
best friends with that person.
Well, yeah, no, we are very different people, but we have stayed really good friends
That's
over the
cool.
past
Nice.
12 years, 13 years. Oh
Pams
my
are cool.
gosh, life goes so fast.
Pams are okay.
Pams
Pams are
are
cool.
great.
All right, Pams are so cool.
But Pam is my most, as the kids say, extra friend. She's a lot. Pam's a lot. She's gonna be so happy I'm talking about this.
I like Pam already.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah. She's
Pam
great.
is 100%. I like that.
Yeah, but her wedding, because it was in Calgary, which for the uninformed is right above Montana. So it's
Sure.
it's like prairie farmland.
The
It's-
Olympics were there
yes,
at one
in
point.
1988.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's really beautiful up there, at least in the summer. In the winter, it's just all snow. But it's super gorgeous. And her parents live on a farm just outside of Calgary, so that's where she was getting married because it gave her mom a reason to get like new landscaping and those stuff. I cannot fathom how much money they spent on this wedding. There was a lot that happened. But Pam is a super planner. and someone should have taken her Pinterest away from her before her wedding started.
Oh shit!
She's one of those like super
How
Pinterest
big
weddings.
is this wedding?
I don't know how many people were there. Probably a couple hundred people. Not like huge. But
that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good size. But gosh, I took notes of trying to remember all the things that happened because it was great. So I flew in a couple days beforehand. And
were you a bridesmaid or a maid of honor?
I was a bridesmaid.
Okay.
And
who was the maid of honor?
Oh, her childhood. Was it her cousin? Yeah,
who lived in Calgary.
They
Local?
were actually in Vancouver. A couple of us flew in, or a bunch of us. I don't know. It was a lot of people kind of coming in.
Got it.
So I flew in a couple days before, and so because she wanted to hang out for like a day before and things got crazy, so it's like, all right, let's do this. That day included going out to a farm in one of her childhood people that she knew had a rundown super old farm building, so that they let her take like reclaimed wood. Yeah, farm buildings.
Farm building.
Good one, Beth. That's a farm building. I don't know if it was actually a bar.
Folk.
I don't know, but her brother-in-law was going to build her a bar situation with reclaimed wood, as you see on Pinterest.
Oh, but literally,
so we actually like 2 days before the wedding, we went to harvest old weathered wood off of this like literally like falling over building, like 45-degree angle. She's like climbing up onto the roof.
Everyone end up with some sort of termites or tetanus?
I'm pretty sure tetanus was like this close to happening at this wedding,
Yeah.
because she's climbing up on the roof to grab different boards, and I'm like,
You're gonna
you
fall.
might die. And there's like, we're like in the middle of a field, so there's like nails everywhere and stuff. I was like, I am terrified of this. Also, I'm not a city person. I'm a suburb person. Like, this doesn't happen.
But this is a reasonable amount of fear.
Yeah, so we drove her dad's truck out to that and like threw a bunch of these boards into the back and are like using like hammers to like full farm girl, which is very
like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she worked on an oil rig for a year. So like this is Pam.
Pam's cool.
Yeah. And then so I ended up getting super sick the next day, like puking and fever, like really sick. And I don't know what happened.
It's from the wood?
I don't know
Something
if it was
got
like
unearthed.
elevation sickness, because it's pretty high up there. I don't know. It was just like it hit me like a ton of bricks. And this was so the wood was like 3 days before the wedding. This was 2 days before the wedding. I got super sick. Her roommate at the time was a nurse, so she's like, just stay down for the day. And Pam's like, I want you healthy for the wedding, so like don't do anything, which is great because I got out of doing some stuff.
Building the bar with the wood.
So we did that, and then I think I was feeling better that next day. Something we needed to sweep out the barn that her reception was going to be held in. Mm-hmm. So we were sweeping out like a 2,000 square foot barn, not a small barn, a very large barn.
After you were sick,
I think that might have been more than that. I was like starting to like not feel great, so I was like, I'm not feeling great, but like we need to get this done.
Bigger
so
than my house.
It was huge, and this wedding was a reason for her dad to get it like paved because it was like dirt before.
Did he pay you for sweeping?
No. This was like part of the like, oh yeah, we need to sweep this out so that you can start decorating, whatever. So we did that, and then I started getting really sick. That's right. So like sweeping out a large barn while you have a fever, great.
Score.
She also got a special Zumba class for everyone to do after the rehearsal dinner.
After the dinner?
Which I got out of because I was sick.
So you're full and drunk and now you're doing
Zumba?
Yeah. Her husband and his family are from Croatia, so also we got some like Eastern European traditions coming in too.
I was gonna say, is
so some
Zumba
really interesting.
Eastern
No,
Croatia?
Cheryl is super, or not Cheryl, sorry, wrong friend. Pam is super into Zumba, so like she had like the studio that she's at like made a special class for.
Oh my god!
So
have
luckily,
you ever done Zumba?
Oh, I love it.
You
it's
love
fun.
Zumba.
Oh,
have
interesting.
You done Zumba?
No, I refuse to. I don't like to sweat or dance in public.
I have done it once.
Yeah,
and did not enjoy.
Yeah, I don't think it's not for Beth.
Not for Brooke. It's for Pam.
Yeah,
for
it's for Pam's. Pam
I'm
loves
with you,
it.
Pam.
So like she got everyone. Luckily, I got to stay home and not be sick anymore. And then let's see what else happened. The best part was she had planned all the music for like the ceremony on her phone, and so during the rehearsal we're like, all right, so this will play the whatever. She forgot to take off her passcode off her phone, so we're all like lined up ready to start the wedding. And like we're up like behind because the way we had to like walk down the hill and like up and around, so we're all like up a little bit further away waiting for the music to start, and it's not starting. We're like, what the heck? So my friend Trisha, who is the day of planner, runs up the hill. She's like, hey, what's your passcode? Your phone locked, we can't get to the music.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was a weekend of a lot of like, all right, this is Pam's wedding. Like, this feels right. At one point, which she was getting so stressed out, I was like, all right, I just have to like click into like assistant mode, be like, prioritize your list because all this is not getting done. So what do you need done? Like, this is insane. Yeah. Because she just, I since again artist did like a ton of chalkboards for her. So a lot of like handwriting chalkboards, and she just wanted a chalkboard for everything. I was like, no, Pam, you don't
Pinterest.
need a chalkboard for that.
Pinterest is tough.
You gotta,
it makes you think that you
put
can
the
have
Pinterest
it all
down.
It's true.
After a
well,
while.
they make it look so easy and simple, and you're
Isn't
like,
lovely?
I can do this and this and this and this, and then it's overwhelming.
You can't do all of it.
There was a chalkboard for everything.
Simplify.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So there is a Croatian tradition, I guess, where you take a shot of vodka when you enter the reception.
I like it.
For everybody?
Sure. Yeah. Like
I'm
it
in.
is.
Wait,
you get it. You
every time you enter, like if you go
like
outside, you go to the
first-
bathroom. Okay, because I'm like,
this is
Rick's
gonna
like,
get sloppy.
I gotta go again.
No, you get like a sprig of rosemary to pin on your shirt for good luck, and you take a shot of vodka or something like that.
I like
Which
that.
is kind of fun to like grease the wheels. And the groomsman who was serving the shots was trying to encourage people to take them, and so he was going shot for shot with people. He was the drunkest I've ever seen a human being ever in like record time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, shots in general.
Yeah.
I'm always
You said
very
there were 200
wary of.
people there.
I don't know how it might have been close to that. And I mean, he wasn't. I think it was anyone who was like, "Oh no, thank you." He was like, "Well, then I'll take yours." And it's like, "Oh no, yeah." It was. He was. Yeah.
I hope he had 2 bottles. One that was water.
I know, right?
One that was vodka.
There was a point before even the dinner was served where he just kind of disappeared, and we're like, where did he go? So one of the groomsmen like went to go look for him to make sure he was okay. Yeah, and then he came back still drunk and tried to take it was like the most typical like drunk groomsman situation. It was a
give a
experience.
speech?
Yeah, he would like took over the mic during a speech. And,
Yep.
mhm, yeah.
Oh dear.
It was an experience. It was a fun wedding, but it was like, yeah, this feels right for whose wedding this is. Yeah, all right. It was a lot.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's the most wild wedding I've been part of. Most of them are like, tame church weddings, whatever. So
Just polite, like everything's fine. I'm in this dress. I'll never wear it again.
yeah.
Happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Dude.
yeah. The one I was a maid of honor for was chill and like the most fun wedding I've been a part of because it was 3 bridesmaids and 3 groomsmen that we like all the guys were friends, all the girls were friends, and we just like became best friends for the whole weekend, like all 6 of us.
Oh,
It was like
fun.
instant BFFs, like cracking up to like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was so we had like a Facebook text chat for like the week that they were at their honeymoon. We just like were talking the whole time, so they got back, they had like 7,000 messages to go through. It was so fun. So that was another
cool.
thing, but yeah,
That's true. It can it can be a bonding
can be fun.
experience
Yes.
if people aren't crazy.
yeah. But not the best, this is mean to say, but if you are a long distance bridesmaid, it's pretty great because you don't have to like deal with a lot of the garbage that
Not the nitty gritty.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you can
it's
just
like
be like, I'll fly in for the day of. Okay, bye.
it's like
True.
almost being a guest, which we've decided.
Yeah,
might be
is
the
the
awesomest.
best.
You come in a couple days before and get to do all the fun things, and then you're
You're
out.
like, bye.
Peace out.
Except you
Later.
still have to help clean up. That's the worst part. Is after a
true.
very long day, because you have to
Ugh.
wake up early for hair and makeup, then you are still expected to help clean up, and you're like,
God,
for
the idea
reals?
of it makes me tired.
Yeah.
I literally just yawned.
That's what I'm actually. This is stupid. I'm really looking forward to my own wedding because you don't have to help clean up your own wedding. You just leave.
Oh my God.
Right?
I
You can make
cleaned
all the
up mine.
decisions. No, really?
Do it yourself.
I
yeah.
cleaned it the next day.
No.
Yeah, I did
This
too.
is what happened. It was a communication error, and we had the place that like the caterers had taken care and taken everything out, but we had taken over this. It's called a grange, which is I know, right? Make a face. It's
Sure.
weird, but in Maine, it's basically like a social hall, but very old school, like farming sort of visual. And my friends that had gone in and were trying to be sweet and do everything. There was a mixed communication about what was supposed to happen, and they put all the furniture on the wrong floor because it's a 2-story just old building. There's no elevator, it's just stairs. And I walk in and I'm like, oh shit, all of these tables and chairs are on the wrong floor. I just came in to pick up like 1 or 2 things, and my husband and I walked in and we were like, we got to move all of this.
Oh my
like
gosh.
this is like the old town. Like this isn't
that
like an
hurts
option.
me.
There's no one else
Yeah.
to do it. And I'm in like flip flops and I'm like, well, here we go.
Oh, jeez.
And it was like
Oh
just
my
an
gosh.
hour of just sweat. And I remember that night Like everyone had left and it was already like a really sad day for me because because at the end of a wedding, you say goodbye to everyone you love. It's really, it's traumatic.
Not permanently.
No, but like the brunch ends and then it's like literally family, friends, people you don't see a lot. Like, and out of nowhere, you're like saying goodbye repeatedly and it like hurt my soul and it was really hard. And then I had to go and like do all this manual labor. And I'm getting back to the hotel room that night of this like bed and breakfast we were in. And there was a hot tub and I was like, well, hopping in that and passing out. This is what marriage is.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know. But yeah, I did clean up the shit out of my own wedding.
Yeah. All right. That is like goal number 1 of like, don't have to clean up your
Yes.
There you go.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's
I've
good.
done it too many times.
It's fair.
That's the thing that I'm super nervous about planning a wedding in LA is that I don't know anything around here. Like,
Would you get married
I've
here?
lived here a year. Yeah, because both our families are from out of town. So, and our friends are, well, my friends aren't really here, but like, he's been here for 7 years. So, like, he's pretty established here. But, like, it's more fair to have both families.
It's easier to plan in the town you live in.
And yeah, I don't want to plan long
is.
distance.
Yeah.
But like, if I was getting married in Washington, I know the wedding I plan. That's easy. Like, because I've been in enough weddings up there, I know where everything is. That's fine. But down here, I don't know where anything is. Like where the cool cheap venues are. No idea.
And there's it's a big city.
It's a big city.
Lots
and
of options.
It's too many options. And also like more expensive than Seattle probably. So it's nerve wracking that I need to like make more local friends. Be like, help! I don't know where things are. Help! Oh no! Yeah. So.
Oh man, I believe in you.
You can
be
do it.
Fine. Step 1.
It's just gonna be
Pinterest.
yeah, that stuff is important.
There's
Pinterest.
that.
I'm like kidding.
Steven keeps joking, and this is why I know that we're not in trouble. He keeps joking about like, oh, you want to get married here? Like we were at a mall the other day seeing a movie. He's like, oh, they have event space. I'm like, we're not getting married in a mall.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, I think we've got it.
Yeah,
we definitely see your
so
perspective.
We know. It's good.
You're definitely
always a bridesmaid.
Always a bridesmaid, dying to be a guest.
Yes, that's all I want. Just invite me.
Yeah.
I have been to a couple weddings in the past couple of years that it was just like, oh, I just get to go. Really?
Sweet.
You don't want anything from me? Like, are you sure? I can, like, I've done a couple coloring pages for friends. Like, yeah, I'll quickly, like, make you guys superheroes and you can give them to kids. That's great.
That's
but no,
cute.
you don't want anything from me? Great. Wait, that means I have to buy a present. That's the only thing is that usually when you're involved, you don't have to buy presents. Or at least I don't.
I always, whatever.
But a lot of times, like, if I am in a wedding, I'm usually doing more than just, like, one of my friends.
That's a good point. If you're in the bridal
cake.
power, yeah.
Yeah, I
you're
designed her programs and her invitation and
you
her.
get a
I was
You
like,
gave a
that's
lot of
enough.
gifts.
You're
Yes.
like card.
But then you have to be like,
Yes.
oh, right, I have to, like, look at someone's registry. Oh, boy.
right. Ooh.
Weddings are rough.
Weddings are rough. Let's get into confessionals.
Oh, boy, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So we're doing confessionals.
Yes.
Pam's
time.
going first.
Me.
Number 1.
Ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you
Boy,
ready?
I'm so ready
Beth,
for
are
this.
you ready?
I'm
You're
prepared.
born for this.
I know.
Okay.
Let's do
I have
this.
opinions.
Dear wedding confessional ladies, I got married a year and a half ago and decided for my wedding present to my husband, I would take some sexy boudoir photos. You know, I was feeling really good about myself because I worked out really hard and watched what I ate and honestly thought I may never look this good again, so I might as well get a record of it.
I really don't like that we're reading this like moments after I shoved 4 chocolate covered pretzels down my throat.
Perfect.
Feeling great.
Surprise boudoir photos.
Sexy.
Beth's like, I'm actually a photographer. Let's go.
I went to the photo session and brought a friend with me, which was weird, but also thought that...
Correct.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
But also the thought of actually going through with these pictures was a little weird too. I mean, taking sexy pictures with someone who wasn't my fiance was
fair.
definitely out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. The photo shoot went fine once I got past the nervous giggles, and I couldn't wait for everything to be put together for me to share with my new husband on our wedding night.
Oh, no.
I don't know where this is going.
I
I'm
know.
very nervous.
I'm not reading along. I'm so nervous.
Now, the closer it got to my wedding, so many other things were going on that I forgot to follow up with my sexy boudoir photographer. And when I finally did, he said the book wasn't ready yet. What? It wasn't going to be ready for my wedding? I was so frustrated, but I had no choice but to wait and try and come up with a way to tell my husband what I did. Let's just say that was more awkward than taking the photos. He had never heard of this being a thing for brides to do and wasn't very thrilled. I guess me trying to explain didn't work out so well. I finally resorted to just pulling up the website on my phone to show him the proof so he could see everything was tasteful and fun and not porn. In the end, he was fine once he saw what I was talking about. The book eventually came 2 weeks late, but I can happily report that he's a fan. From Glad I Only Have to Do That Once.
Oh no. This sounds like a fun plan that went wrong.
Really bad.
I always like to, in weird situations like this, just gender swap it. Like, what would happen if a dude was like, I took these photos for you?
I would laugh so hard.
That's an amazing thought.
Every once in a while, my husband's not a dancer. He's not good at it. Mm-hmm. He looks like, the best way to describe it is, like outside of a used car lot, the like inflatable like tube and then the arms.
The flapping arms.
Yeah, it's like that with hair. That's kind of his dance move. And every once in a while I'll be like, babe, like really show me, like try to dance well. Like really like in the moment, like really do it.
You said it correct that time.
Doesn't work. There's no difference. This is all he's got.
And that's not his strength. That's okay.
I'm not trying.
At least he doesn't think he's
never going to
good.
be in Magic Mike.
He doesn't think he's good, right?
It's okay. No,
because
he knows
that's the
he's
thing.
not.
If these photos were like super hilarious, like tongue in cheek, like you were doing something funny in them, that's okay. Like my boyfriend and I cannot linger in a romantic moment more than like 2 seconds. Like we have to, otherwise it's weird. Like we just like have to like make fun of something instantly because then it's funny. I don't know, but I just
doesn't sound like she had this vibe.
Yeah.
Maybe she did. Maybe she found the inner vibe in her to do this.
Little sex kitten that she,
She wanted to do it up.
I mean, good for her.
It wasn't like this was somebody else pressuring her to do this.
Yeah,
it was her
that's
idea.
on her. Yeah.
No,
I just can't fathom ever.
That
doing
was
this
her
myself.
present to her husband.
But it's a book, so that is a book that can be found later.
I know.
What if your kids are snooping through your house?
Or just like, what if you have a house sitter while you're out of town? Someone checking in on the cats.
Or like you're moving one day and someone's like, whatever, just get rid of all those books. And then it's in Goodwill eventually.
Oh, God. You're right.
There's so many what ifs that aren't good.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, though? I wonder, here's where
Maybe
I spin
she
it.
looks good.
If I'm 75 years old
That's
and
true.
I get to look back and be like, yeah,
That's
that's
true.
what I looked like at that age. Holla,
And
high
that's true.
five.
Some people work really hard on their bridal body, which
They do.
kind of weird. I don't know. I'm like, you know what? He's marrying you. Like, whatever.
I gained weight.
But
it's
some
fine.
people, some people like really, that is their goal for the next 9 months to be size 0. But so, you know what? Yeah, take photos of that. I just wouldn't ever do it personally. But,
I mean,
to each their own.
I'm glad that in the end he liked them. That's what kind of bummed me out because it
Sure.
sounds like she was doing something, kind of putting herself out there, and then to be kind of rejected.
Yeah,
is
that's
awkward.
what's not great.
Yeah.
That's
But also, that photographer sucks for not getting it
Yep.
done on time.
yep.
Come
Be a
on.
professional.
Yeah.
Especially if they're like boudoir photos. Like,
You know what it's for.
You
There's
know
a
what it's
date.
for.
Come on.
One last question.
uh-huh.
Okay, so you're really good buddies with Cheryl.
Uh-huh.
If
Would I
she
show up
was
for
like, hey,
Absolutely, I
can
would.
you come with me?
Yes, I'd be like,
The part where she's
Hell
like,
yeah,
and
I
I brought
wanna
a
see
friend.
that.
You're like, you didn't have to bring a friend.
I totally get that. Bring a friend though. That would cut the tension. Like if there's a random probably dude photographer and you're posing for him, I would feel really uncomfortable. But if your friend is there to be like making sure that this is all above board, I would feel much better about that.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
Would you go if I was
Yeah.
like, Pam, I need you to come with me on this?
You guys should start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because then that
Well, you
makes
know
it
me, I'll be
funny.
like holding the bounce board and helping out and
Yeah.
like that.
I want to make sure you look your best.
That's right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I would.
You know what, though? I'm glad this lady did it. Sounds like she was
Yeah.
in for it.
I'm just so afraid of where those photos are going to end up. That's
It's
basically
fair.
what I'm scared
It's
of.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a
But
thought.
you go, girl, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he likes them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Please
Yeah.
put them in a safe.
Yes.
Yep.
Or frame them. Go big or go home, right?
Can you imagine
You
walking into
either
your
are
friend's
like-
room and there's like a half nude photo of them above their bed?
I have friends.
Oh
like
no!
that.
Oh no! What? Oh no!
Yeah. Yes.
Really?
I have a friend who has like a nude photo in the living room.
No!
And it's like, this should not be in the living. In my personal opinion, do not think
Is
that
it
should
arty?
be. Yes. Yes.
But you know it's that person?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I do. It's that person. Very, very clearly.
Oh, that is. I feel like I'd walk in the person's house and be
That
like,
is a,
no, I'm out.
sorry, lack of a better term, baller move.
It
Wow.
Oh
is.
my
It is.
God.
I would love one day to give so zero fucks to be like, welcome to my living room. This is a fucking nude photo of me.
Here's the thing,
That is
though.
a
It's not
goal.
like as you like walk in, it's not like above the mantle kind of deal. Like it is in the
Tastefully?
living room, kind of around the
No, doesn't
corner.
matter.
So, agreed. Agreed.
Bedroom or not. Like, even like personal, like master bathroom where like guests don't go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
God, I'm brushing my
still-
teeth every night looking at a picture of me naked.
But you know, if it was like your like wedding body that you work so hard for and you're like goals, I can get
No,
back
because
to that.
then I
But
hop
even-
out of the shower every day
You're like,
and I
"Aw."
see
And
you're
not
like,
goals and it's
"Oh."
like, oh, the after shot.
Yeah, no, I
There's
will never.
a donut. There's that bagel.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. No, never happening.
Oh man, I'm so glad you saved this for a girl. Oh man.
Wow. I mean, most of that's just a. Oh, oof. That's yep.
Okay, we
Yeah.
ready to move
Confessional.
on?
Let's go.
All right,
Okay.
next one.
Yep. Shout out to that person. We like you.
Yeah.
And shout out to your
You go,
friend that
girl.
has a living room. I can't wait to quiz you off mic for who the fuck that is. The names are rolling.
I know, though. I can
Do
see
I
your
know
head.
them?
I don't know.
Oh God.
Man.
Maybe.
Okay,
Just
story
play
number
Guess
2.
Who with your friends.
Jesus. Dear Wedding Confessionals, I recently got engaged and my future sister-in-law is driving me crazy.
Oh, no.
Only a couple weeks after getting engaged, she was having a baby shower. 5 days before the shower, she tells my fiance that she has invited his ex-girlfriend, who he hates, to the baby shower. She gets upset and they fight. Later that night, she tells him that she did it because she felt left out because she wasn't one of my bridesmaids. We are not friends and she has never liked me and I haven't even asked any of my other friends to be bridesmaids. So what should I do? From sister-in-law drama. Wait. What?
Oh,
So
boy.
it sounds like her sister-in-law is friends with one of her brother's exes.
But wait, is her sister-in-law pregnant with the baby?
Must be.
Yeah.
So that's her baby shower. If you want to pick her up, you can. I don't know if you're a dog person. You can pick her up. It's fine. She's chubby, so she's going to weigh more than you expect. She might make a squeak noise. It's totally normal.
Little
She's a
butterball.
chunkster.
Sister-in-law drama. Oof. You know, wrapped up.
So I do think that the sister-in-law is the pregnant one, although it's possible that she's not.
Okay,
Oh, it
so
sounds
she
like-
is with
yeah.
child while planning the wedding. Which, I mean,
Oh,
nothing
you think
to-
the bride is pregnant?
No, I'm saying the sister-in-law is pregnant, which is like
Oh, okay.
sometimes if you're in
Yes.
the middle of dealing with a lot of your own stuff, it's kind of normal to not get dragged into being part of the bridal party because
Yeah.
it's like you have a lot of stuff going on. You're having
Yeah.
a baby.
It sounds like this person is probably just a very drama-filled person.
Ugh. So
Yeah,
she's
which
trying
I'm
to
not
figure out if
down
she needs
for.
to add her.
No.
There's no question, right? What is there just like, oh no,
Yeah.
what should I do?
What should I do? Well,
Ooh.
she hasn't even asked her friends yet.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Like, you having been in so many weddings, only ask the people you really want in your wedding party to be in your wedding party. Other than that, you're just going to make everyone's lives miserable because people are going to be drama-y and bleh.
Also, again, if you're pregnant and
But-
having a baby, like, do you have time for all this stuff?
Yeah. Just.
What do you think? No?
Well, several things. One, hormones.
Oh,
if
boy.
she is the pregnant one,
Oh.
there's a lot of hormones going on.
Yeah.
Whether they're rational or not. And two, we've discussed this before. Sometimes it's just easier for the rest of your life.
That's true.
To invite that sister-in-law to be a part of your wedding because she's going to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
And if it's already starting as a big deal, just squash it and be like, you got it. You are one of my brides. She doesn't have to be the maid of honor.
Yeah.
She should not be the maid of honor.
She should not be the maid of honor. But I definitely think making her bridesmaid is a good choice.
You know what? I agree with you. I wonder if the best case scenario, and because you've been a bridesmaid a lot, you can tell me if this makes sense. If she makes the maid of honor one of her friends that is not afraid of confrontation, who can keep this sister-in-law in line.
There have been times where like there is like a sister-in-law or a cousin where clearly like it's a courtesy situation, and it's kind of uncomfortable for everyone else who like our friends want to like do the party, like be there for the bride too.
Yeah,
like,
and there's like a bond.
We are here, and then there's that one that you're like, and then she's here. So like that's always a bummer, but like
it's also like
it's a political
it's your
family
life.
thing. Yeah.
The
But,
rest
like,
of your life, every damn Christmas
Yeah.
with this woman.
I feel like you could always, I mean, you have to organize it with your husband to be too. Be like, we're only doing friends. We're not including family in the wedding party because you're going to be there anyway. You're going to be involved. Have her involved. Have her do a reading. Have her do the guest book. Something. Have her involved
Could do
somehow.
Sounds like she wants to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah, sounds like she. But I feel like anyone who's like clawing at being a bridesmaid should not be a bridesmaid.
I know.
Well,
Because if you want it that bad,
here's the thing though, is she's not passive aggressive. She's
No,
just
she's
aggressive.
aggressive.
Like she went and
Inviting
invited
the
the
ex-girlfriend.
out of
weird.
spite.
That's someone that I.
and then admitting it. I did
Yeah.
this because
That's a-
I wasn't.
What sucks, I will say, I don't think that it's tough because part of me is like, you should have a conversation with her. But then part of me is like, or should it be your fiance that has a conversation with her? But then you're not there. Do you
And-
need to make this a bigger
yeah.
deal? It was an invite. It was a petty invite to a baby shower, which is annoying, but it's also like small
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of like betrayals.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Ugh.
But it was intentional, which
Yeah,
means it's not that
it's
small.
hurtful.
Yeah, so that's
But I think
gross.
that's beef between her husband or her fiance and the sister-in-law. It's not really.
I think since it is a relationship that lasts forever, and this is coming from a not confrontational person, it might be actually worth sitting down and being like, hey, I don't want this to be a strained relationship. This is where I'm coming from. I want to hear where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Let's make peace about this. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know, just start off the foot of a family relationship on a
Well, yeah,
good way.
she said that they
Sorry,
weren't
you're trying to
friends.
give advice, and my dog is like wiggling around and getting caught in your cables. God bless.
And in my shirt.
Oh yeah.
Well, she
I'm
says
sorry.
we're not friends, but I
Yeah.
think that you're right.
You're
like,
gonna have to be.
You're gonna have to start. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to be friends with your in-laws.
Yeah.
You have to be polite. You have to be. Sorry, the dog is literally walking in a closet. You have to be. I mean, yes, you have to be in their
Cordial,
lives,
yeah.
but I don't think you have to like force a friendship. Right? No.
Yeah, but you don't have to force a friendship, but you do want to start out on the right foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, so at the end of the day, she thinks, what do I do? I think we should all three give our short opinions to
Okay.
give her a little bit, because we've kind of been talking around in circles.
Mm-hmm.
Beth.
I say come at it not from a blaming side of things. Don't be like, you did this, so I like say like, hey, this is where I'm coming from. How can I help you?
Help me help you.
Help me help you.
Should she make her a bridesmaid?
No.
Okay. Pam.
I think she should explain to her that, she hadn't talked to any of her friends or she hasn't decided yet.
Yeah.
But
she has to decide. This is it.
No, but when she did it out of spite
Got
because
it,
she
yeah.
hadn't, she's like, I haven't even asked any of my friends. So I just would have that conversation, say, the reason you weren't asked is because I hadn't asked anybody yet. But I do think that she should.
Include her.
Yep.
Ooh, you think she should
interesting.
include her?
I do.
Okay.
Which way are you going, Brookie?
I do think that not an aggressive confrontation, but I'm with you guys, having a polite one-on-one. And I think part of it is being like, I think that's where Pam's coming from and what you're coming from, of letting her know that none of the actions that have happened so far were a slight towards her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, I never intended on hurting your feelings. And I am sorry if at any point there was some miscommunication.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring things out. Everything's new, blah, blah, blah. And maybe ask her what her expectations are. Not that you definitely have to meet them, but to be like, what are you thinking about? And listen, if she's going to be an asshole and still going to be combative at that point, that's on her.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, I tried.
Yeah.
But if she really does open up to you and really give you something to work with, then you think you should work with it. If you can, best case scenario, you patch this shit up. Best case scenario, this is the worst moment in your relationship with this woman. Yeah. Honestly, like, hey, she did something shitty. We all do dumb things every once in a while. She regrets it. We were young. We were dumb. She was hormonal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it go. Shake hands. Move on. How can we have a relationship? You're going to be an aunt to this child. You know, like, try to do what you can. You seem reasonable. The fact that you're asking means that you give a shit.
Yeah.
So do what you can. Also, there's a chance she might be fucking crazy.
She might just be one of those people who is just
and don't let crazy people dictate what happens. So if that's the case,
your wedding.
Yeah, you're allowed to draw some lines and always be polite. Don't start fights, but you're allowed to have boundaries.
Yes.
Have a handler.
But go in a little bit open and see if you can patch it up. But if you can't, you should always remain polite and cordial, but you're allowed to have your wedding.
Stand your own.
Are you saying have her part of the wedding or no?
Depending on how that conversation goes. Potentially. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And also put in there, hey, I know you're going to be busy. You're having a baby. If it's literally just you throw on the dress for the event that day, that's okay by me.
Yeah.
Your expectations for you as a bridesmaid are very low due to your situation.
Yeah.
Right? You lean on that baby thing.
I had a friend who changed her wedding date because one of her bridesmaids was pregnant and didn't want to. It was a little maybe manipulative. The original date was going to be like a couple weeks after her having her baby. And
Wow.
It was a little.
See, I'm a dummy that didn't really understand babies and totally had my friend bring her very young baby travel with the baby. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Looking back, Krista, I'm sorry.
I have a bunch of friends who are pregnant right now, and I have a couple like really close friends, and I've warned them like, how do you feel about traveling with a 5-month-old?
Yeah.
So
I think it was
5 months sounds
okay. Yeah, I was like, that should be okay, right? She's like, sure. Okay. Oh man.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this. I have not read this yet, so it's new to me.
That's up.
Oh boy. Dear Wedding Confessionals. Once I was taken to a wedding on a first date. Who does that?
What?
No
one.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh my God.
I was just told to dress semi-formal, which I got all excited for because I was really into this guy and was super excited / nervous for this date. He picked me up early evening and we headed into downtown. No big deal. No warning signs yet. No warning signs yet that this was not the date I thought it was going to be. Oh boy. We valet the car, go up an elevator, and when the elevator doors opened, is when it finally hit. Sure, there were other people dressed nice around us, but I thought that's the type of place we were going to. I turned to my date and asked, is this a wedding that we're going to? He responded super casually, yeah, what better time to meet my friends and family?
Family. What?
Let's rewind and remind everyone listening, this is a first date.
First. Okay.
All right. I was pissed, embarrassed, and wanted to leave, but then decided to stay. I'd already written off my date, but I looked good and didn't want to waste it. So I stayed and met a really fun guy who I danced with the whole night, and I actually had a good time. I wished the couple well and cabbed it home at the end of the night. This was definitely not my idea of a good first date, but I can't say I didn't have a good time. From Still Looking. The first date to a family wedding.
That's ballsy.
I mean, first date to like a friend wedding is ballsy. First date to a family wedding is kind of insane.
And friends.
That's like.
I imagine being a family member and being like, "Who is this bitch?"
I honestly wonder what ex of his was there that he wanted to like get back at. Right? Like, isn't that what it is? Like,
is this one of those situations where? Shout out to the straight guys in the world.
Oh dear. Where are you going with this?
No, but how sometimes we're like, this will be romantic.
Oh, sure. Okay.
You know what I mean? Where you're just like, and us straight girls are like, Nah, dude.
No.
Yeah, you got to build some trust before we meet family.
This is girls like weddings.
Girls like to dress up. And
I'm
go to
gonna be
weddings.
dressed up and look good, and there's like already free food.
I do like to imagine. Yes.
And then we'll hook up.
I do like to imagine that this guy that she originally came with is like sitting at the bar all dejected as she's like dancing with one of like his family
And
members
also,
or something. Like who is the guy she
Who
met?
is that asshole? It's like, oh, how do you know the couple? Oh, like,
I don't.
I just don't. I came here tonight on a blind date, and now I'm gonna dance with you all night. And he's
Wow.
like, cool.
All right, let's do this. Oh my gosh.
Flow ride us on. Let's jam.
And like when he's like, hey, let's go on a date. Want to go to a wedding? She says, you don't want to be like, let's grab dinner first and
But
like
did she
see how
know?
this goes?
She didn't know.
Well, she said.
I was just told
Oh.
to dress semi-formal. It was a surprise.
Oh no.
I don't know. I got to be honest with you. On a first date, I'm not going to a TBD location.
No. That's like That's like rule number 1 of dates.
Yes, I've seen enough Dateline NBC to know. You kidding me?
I've had enough mothers in my life tell me to not go anywhere alone.
Don't go some strange place with somebody you don't know.
Yeah. Never go
at
to a
least-
second location.
Right? Oprah taught me that.
Oh, geez. There's so many red
I
flags.
mean, I
in
guess
this.
at least she gets to that mystery location. It's like, well, I'm not going to be murdered. It's a hotel.
Yeah,
with,
there's
like,
lots of
a
people
lobby.
here. I feel like the only time someone's like, I'm going to surprise you, dress formally. That's when you get proposed to. That's not like first date situation.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot going on there.
There's so much going on in this. And like, I'm getting back to the third party people watching this happen. Like if I'm friends with this guy or like this is my brother and I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, you know, when you get to a wedding and like the wedding itself
That's
is
amazing.
fine,
You're like,
but there's
popcorn.
some random little minor like
Story going on.
that you're like, this is the
You're like,
thread
what
of
is
the
happening there?
whole day.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man. I hear Greg's bringing some mystery girl, and then the rest of the day is just like seeing the mystery girl.
And does
watching
Greg
them
do
interact.
this to every wedding? Like, well, who's Greg bringing this time?
Right? Who knows? We always keep giving Greg a
Mystery
+1
woman.
because he's so fun.
Wow. Oof.
I mean, I'm glad you didn't get murdered.
Yeah.
I'm glad you managed to have fun.
She just like, was like, fuck it. I'm going to have a good time.
Sure.
Oh. I think
Although I don't think I would stay.
No, I probably wouldn't. I mean, maybe stay through the ceremony and be polite and then be like, all right, I'm leaving.
Gotta go.
Like, I'm not going to stay and party with strangers.
Yeah.
I love weddings and 100% would stay for the whole thing. I also love
Would
like
you?
Open bar.
train wreck situations and I'm just in it. And I would be open with everyone and be like, yeah, first date, kind of wild, right? Like I would just talk to everyone. I get the free drinks.
Yeah, you just tell your story.
I'm like,
constantly,
I'll take the chicken.
you're
Like,
hey,
I'm in.
Who are you? Cool. I don't know you. I'm on my first date.
Oh, yeah. Like at some point I'm doing the electric slide with the bride. Like this is happening.
I can totally see this.
Right? Yes. I was good at dating. I would have a
Meanwhile,
blast.
Pam and I are running
And then
away.
I would never speak to that man again.
no.
I would
no.
be the belle of the ball, and then like Cinderella, just
You would
run
be the
away.
story that people
Ghost.
tell forever. Like, remember
Yes.
that one wedding where that person was great? Who was that?
Yeah, they won't remember my name
You'll be in
But she
all the
left a
pictures.
shoe.
because I gave a different name to every person I talked to. Hi, I'm Monica. Hi.
Oh my gosh.
So crazy.
Oh man. Oh, that makes me so nervous.
Well, at least it sounds like it was a good wedding.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going to a shitty wedding after all that? At least it sounded like they set up a good party.
Yeah.
Fuck that
Oh my
guy.
God. What a douche.
Find a better way to get a free date. That's just cheap.
Yeah.
You didn't pay for anything.
I guarantee you who's trying to make someone jealous.
You think so?
I think I think
that's a
it
good
could
one.
be, or he just is lazy and was like,
Yeah.
shit, I don't have a date. I need to take somebody with me. And no one's going to like agree to it.
Yeah.
So you have to like
surprise them.
surprise somebody with it.
Would you agree though? If you had a
No.
guy that was very honest, was like, listen, I know this is crazy, but my friend dropped out. I do need a +1. We haven't gone on a date yet.
No. I would say no. I'd be like, no, let's start slower.
I would totally go. I'm dumbest. Pam's thinking about it. I'd just be
I
curious.
think I'd go for the adventure.
Right? For the story?
Yeah.
Didn't you sign
don't
up for
know.
the story? Or no,
No,
that's
Cheryl
Cheryl
did.
signed up for the story.
Just there to listen.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would be like, no. No.
But I'm with you. I
Sounds
would have
much-
left. I'm with Beth. I
Yeah.
would have left
Yeah.
if,
Do
if
like
it was
a-
the surprise.
Yeah,
But
Stay
if
for
he
the
was up
cake.
front, I'd been like,
Was that the French
I want a
exit or
sparkler. I want to
I got a
run
story
them
for
out.
tomorrow. Yeah.
You're just photobombing all the photos.
Oh my God. Just Snapchatting the whole thing. Be like, this is wild.
We can't even tag her. We don't know who she is.
Good luck. I want to end up in all the photos, like, and the photographer gets them back. Like, how did she get a boudoir photo? How is that possible?
But
boy.
And on that note,
Yes.
call back. That's all the confessionals. God, those are bonker ones tonight.
Yeah.
You
Ooh.
got
Yes, they were.
You plucked the good ones, Pam.
Extra crazy.
Oh my God. So now we're
Yes.
going on to bridal breaks. Bridal breaks.
Woohoo.
Bridal breaks for any of our new listeners are just suggestions that we give not only to brides but anyone helping to plan a wedding of fun stuff to do that has nothing to do with weddings.
Nothing
At all. This is our
Take your
non-wedding
mind
section.
off of the
Yes,
wedding.
Take your mind off of the wedding. Do these fun things so that you can be a human for once.
Yes.
Damn it. Pamela gives a cocktail.
I do.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Do it.
All right. This one is a very Pam cocktail, meaning it's
Sweet.
sweet, just
There you
like
go.
me.
Sweet, just like Pam.
I found this on a Desire to Inspire blogspot.com.
Ooh.
A desire to
And
not get your own URL.
yes. And it just sounded so good and perfect for spring. It's called the Sparkling Pear Martini.
Sorry.
That was not my stomach. That was actually
The
rude.
dog snoring.
Such a little dog.
I know.
She packs a punch, doesn't she?
Quark. Guys, yesterday she woke me up snoring in the middle of the night. It was so loud. God
Oh,
bless
Ruthie.
her.
Oh boy. Anyway.
All right. Sparkling Pear Martini sounds
good.
super
I
good.
love
It's
pear.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just an even blend of dry champagne and absolute pear vodka,
Ooh.
and then garnished with like a orange or lemon rind.
That
sounds
sounds
amazing.
yummy.
Yeah.
I love pear.
I do too.
And those flavored vodkas are actually pretty good.
Added
Yeah.
that little bit
mango
of
one?
bubbly and sparkle to
Yep.
it.
That's a
Yes,
good spring
please.
drink.
That sounds delicious.
Exactly.
Yeah, it sounds very spring.
It does.
I'm in. Thumbs up.
Okay.
I'm gonna
What
do
you
something.
got?
I'm gonna do something wild.
What are
boy.
you doing?
You ready?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
In honor of me being able to drink again and have cocktails, 'cause
Yes.
my medication is up and I
Woohoo!
can toss them back.
She's
Oh, man.
ready.
I'm gonna do a cocktail too.
Whoa.
Game
Get
changer.
out.
Yeah, I'm stepping all over your turf.
Oh man.
So
Beth's here to witness.
Yeah.
one of the drinks that I definitely started craving when I wasn't allowed to really have cocktails was a Negroni. And I say that
Negroni.
I've had 2 Negronis during this time. It's fine. Over a course of months. But tonight I had another one and I made them for you guys.
They're good.
So Beth is new. So I don't know if she actually liked
No, I
it.
do actually like
Oh
it.
yeah, you did kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you did.
almost
It's a
finished it.
sipping drink.
It is. It's
yeah.
boozy.
It is boozy.
Pam did not enjoy.
Was not my cup of
And
tea.
this is kind of fun because when
Pam,
you
it's
think
not
of
tea.
Pam drinks, they're kind of sweet, they're kind of fruity, or they're
Yeah.
kind of like
Yes.
chocolatey. I like a drink that puts some hair on
Dry.
your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically, and Negroni is really easy to make. Either Campari or Aperol, I think is the type of liqueur.
Okay.
And then equal parts Campari, gin, and sweet vermouth. Mix them all together. Pour it over ice, or you can shake it, put it into like a little cocktail, like up glass, like a little martini. And then you put a little orange wedge in there. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's
It's a nice like dry.
a
lovely-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a sipping drink. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah, you're
yeah,
not
it
gonna
does
hit
not go
those
down.
back.
Yeah,
It's no pear champagne.
It's no pear champagne. So if you wanted something a little hard, if you've had a tough day.
Yeah, you need to be sitting by a fireplace.
Listen, if you thought you were going on a first date and ended up at a wedding.
This is for you.
This Negroni is probably what you want to
Mm-hmm.
make when you get home. You're like, I've had a day.
Yes.
Anyway, so Negroni's my bridal break.
Oh man, I'm not doing a cocktail.
No.
I feel so left out.
Get out.
I'm not a big drinker. I do drink, just not often. No, I am going to talk about the Netflix show called Nailed It. It is so funny and self-aware and how silly and stupid it is. It's hosted by Nicole Byer.
I love her.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Who she is? It's a cooking show. It's a baking show, which I already like. If I'm somewhere that has TV, we'll put on Food Network and just accidentally watch like 4 hours of
Sure.
Yes.
And a lot like the cupcake shows, big fans. I like cake decorating, so I enjoy it. This is the show about like there's like the meme on like for Pinterest things about like people trying really cutesy things and just like failing miserably at it. Because
it looks so easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it comes down to like, well, you didn't cool off your cake before you tried to frost it, so
it's all melty.
It's melting frost. Like that's your problem there. Or like you put in like 2 huge scoops of cookie dough into your waffle maker, so obviously it's spilling everywhere. It's mostly just like common sense fails. But they get people who like to bake but aren't good at it on it and are like characters, and they come on it and like they give them these insane challenges that like in an hour to make an entire wedding cake. And it's like
from scratch.
Well, that's not happening, but
right.
Okay. And it is so funny. And Nicole Byer is so funny. And it's just delightful. And it makes me cringe and laugh hysterically. And my boyfriend's like, you should watch this show. You would enjoy it. And he's not wrong. And there's only like 8 episodes. It's really short.
Yeah, it got picked up for season 2 already.
Did it? Oh, yep. Good. Because it is great.
It's really funny. I've only seen at this point, I think, 3 episodes. Okay. And I will say the reveal of the actual products that they make at the end
make me howl and laugh.
I crack up.
They're so good.
They're so stupid.
Oh man,
they're so bad.
And they always said they have like one judge who's like some French person guy that is very French, and then usually like another guest judge. And in the very first episode, there's this like little old lady who's like this famous cake baker or something. She is so funny. I would just want her to have a show. At one point, she just gets bored and like walks in the back room and is like, "Ooh, I like this pan. I'm gonna steal this." And like it's just oh, it's so delightful. It's like it's very clear that like they shoot probably 3 of these in a row on like a sound stage and just like bang them out real fast, and it's there for a long time because you can tell like they all just kind of like get bored after a while. It's so funny.
Yeah, if you're really sick of those like super polished kind of like cooking shows, this is
not the show.
I need to see
opposite.
This. It sounds amazing.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Highly suggest. So if you just need a good old laugh.
Also, it's fun to kind of like have, and when people fail, they're not like upset either. They're kind of like,
they're laughing at themselves.
They're laughing at themselves. They feel like they tried,
and
like
it's
they gave it their best.
$10,000 prize too. So it's like, it's significant.
They're really trying.
And they at the end, they have a gun that shoots the money. So that's real fun.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
But I just feel like if you feel like you're
stressed
stressed
out,
out
on this show?
I know, right?
Right?
I might be too good of a baker to be on the show because you have to be pretty bad.
I feel like the good life lesson too, if you're in the middle of planning your wedding and you're super stressed out, is just like embrace these people's attitude of just like, I'm trying, I'm having a good time, I'm living my life.
Put down the Pinterest.
Yeah.
Seriously, put down the Pinterest.
Yeah.
Walk away from Pinterest and watch people just...
Life isn't perfect and you still have fun.
It's great.
Yeah, Nicole Byers.
Oh man, she's
gift.
funny.
She's so funny.
There's one point where they can like get a leg up by having Nicole annoy the other contestants for like a minute. It's so great.
Really annoys them.
Yeah.
She's very annoying. It's great.
It's just so funny. So highly suggested.
Yeah.
Nailed it on
Netflix.
Right.
Love it. So guys, we did it.
Yay.
Bridal breaks.
It's only like 2 a.m.
It's fine. Only like 4 days later.
Yes.
So before we go though, let's let you plug the shit out of your show one more time.
Yeah, so you can find Old Maids on most places that you can find podcasts. Probably not as many as you guys because that takes work. I don't know. But most places that you get your podcast, you can find Old Maids. We have fun and you should join us. And you can find I'm an artist, and so you can find my artwork on bethmorrell.com or Twitter and stuff.
Look at you.
I know.
Multi-hyphenated. podcaster,
Podcasters
artist.
pretty low on the list.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of working on some coloring book pages for dog owners. So if you want a coloring page of your dog,
Oh, cute.
Oh.
That's really cool.
Coloring pages are great because you can draw it, and then me as the artist, I don't have to color it. I just give you the line work, and I'm done. And it's great.
Oh, that's a good
It's
idea.
like 6 steps to it's great. It's fantastic. Super fun.
I like it.
Yeah. So now we're going to plug our stuff.
Plug away.
And it takes a minute because we like to quiz Pam.
Yeah.
We like to keep her mind sharp and keep her fresh.
So whatever happened to you doing the quiz, as I heard last week or something? Was that not
Well, I don't want to do it yet because I have some more twists for Pam.
Oh, boy.
We'll get there.
Oh,
I'm
my
so excited.
goodness.
Pamela,
Yes.
if people want to find out more information about our podcast, what website should they go to?
WeddingConfessionals.com.
We love social media. Where can you find us on social media?
You can find us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
If you want to get links to those handles, where do you go?
WeddingConfessionals.com.
At weddingconfessionals.com. You can also find our show notes. So every episode has its own little page.
Yep.
You can read all about it. There's little pictures, little links to all the show notes of information.
Super fun.
Super
so
duper
on
fun.
top of it.
You can also send us your stories. We want your confessionals.
We love them.
Send in
Keep
your
them
confessionals.
coming.
Send us your questions if you want advice, or just rant about people being shitty and showing up with ex-girlfriends at your bridal showers or whatever. It's kind of crazy. So there's 3 different ways that you can send us your confessionals.
Yes.
What's the email address way, Pam?
WeddingConfessionals@gmail.com.
You can also send us a voicemail that you can just call our phone number, and then we just tippity tap it out. We don't really use your voice because that would be creepy.
Do you use the Google voice transcription?
Yeah.
Because it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it's. I end up having to listen because the text.
We got one and I read it. I was like, Cheryl, what is this saying?
Yeah, it's like someone's
I don't know.
possessed.
Yeah. There's so many
Technology hasn't gotten there yet.
Not
It's
quite.
fine. It is 434-933-2663. Again, 434-933-2663. Also, one more way, which is definitely our most popular,
It is.
to go to what website?
WeddingConfessionals.com.
And hit on what tab?
Tell us your secret.
Tell us your secret. From there, you just fill out a quick form. It's just a name. You can make it up.
Yeah.
And then a little box where you write in your gossip and hit send.
Yep.
Yeah, so do
Super
it.
easy.
Super duper easy.
We love 'em.
No info needed. Just tell us all about your life.
Everything.
We are on Apple Podcasts /iTunes. They really want us to constantly push the fact that we should be having people rate and review us.
They do.
Pamela, how many stars would you like people to give?
I would love 5.
Pamela
I mean,
likes 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't like
5's a good
5?
number.
5's
is
a good
great.
number.
Yes.
I am comfortable with whatever your heart tells you.
But
5.
it should be 5.
But and then a fun review. Leave us something snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
don't be
creative
one of those
brains.
people who just puts in the stars and gets out of there. Like, write something. Come on.
Just be like, good job.
Yeah. Fun listen.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Attaboy. So
Keep doing
Pam,
you.
Yes.
we're on a couple of different places.
a couple.
There's 2 new ones.
2 new ones.
Yes. One is called Pocket Cast.
I was going to call you out on that because that's the one I use.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was like, you guys don't even know.
Yeah. I've noticed that we are getting
I've noticed
listeners on
that.
Pocket Cast.
Yes.
Also, newsflash, super excited.
Yep.
Pam, you know the answer.
I do.
Where are we now?
We're on Spotify.
Motherfucking Spotify.
Look at you guys. How does that happen? Do you have to submit?
It's a whole thing.
Oh, boy.
But I will
Talk to Cheryl
say,
about it.
I love it because I supported so many things on Spotify. I genuinely love Spotify, and I'm glad they're getting into podcasting because
Yeah.
I like the whole one-stop shop attitude about that, and they're really user friendly. So feel free to listen on Spotify. It's really easy to find. So Pam,
Yeah.
we're on Spotify. We're on
Spotify.
Pocket Cast.
Pocket Cast.
I'm not going to give those to you. You still have to get them.
Okay.
But
We're not
gonna
timing
time
today.
it. No, you have 2
Okay.
new ones. Let's give you a break.
Okay.
Beth is here. I don't want to make
All
her
right.
stressed out. It's like 4 a.m. We got to wrap this
I
up.
know.
Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
Where are we?
Apple. Player FM. Google Play. Stitcher. Podbean. Podcast Addict. Podcast Republic. Podcast Land. Downcast, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Pocket Cast, and Spotify.
Yes.
Yay.
Look at that.
You're so smart. Beauty and brains.
Why are there so many?
I don't know. Variety is
Like,
the spice of life,
someone was
man.
like, I like this. Just one slight change. So let's make a whole different one.
Yeah. It's wild.
It's Wild West out there.
Oh, yeah. Girl,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on.
Thank
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
It's super fun because the next
Okay.
episode is going to be your little
partner in
better
crime.
half.
partner.
Your life partner.
my podcast life
Your
partner.
true life partner because you know each other a long time.
Yeah,
So
long
Cheryl's
time.
going to be on. So we're just going
Yeah.
to keep this up.
Yeah.
Double down.
Yep.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Get
And
those old
Pammy,
babes.
I will see you next week with her partner Cheryl.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Special thanks to Andy Schreier for our adorable theme song, and to Ramsey Millay and Brian Maylard for their technical support, which we desperately needed.
Want to make sure you don't miss a single episode? Subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud, and make sure to give us a 5-star rating, or I guess a 4 if you're being judgy like us.
If you have a crazy story to tell or need some advice, you can reach us by going to our website, weddingconfessionals.com.
Or you can email us at weddingconfessionals@gmail.com.
Or leave us a voice message at 434-933-2663. That's 434-933-2663.
And as always, we will never reveal the names in order to protect the innocent and the annoyed.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And if you're looking for those links, you can find those and more at our website, which you haven't figured out by now is weddingconfessionals.com.
See you guys next time.
Bye.